Oh my god! I actually had a really awesome day at work. I got called, well, I didn't get called in, but I was scheduled for a 3-hour workday, which I was kind of pissed about because it's only 3 hours. But I learned to marinate, and that's the job that everybody hates doing. Everybody hates marinating, so I was like, great, I have to do the job that everybody hates. I marinate, and it's not bad at all. I actually prefer marinating to any other job they've told me to do. Oh goodness. It's the favorite job I've had to do at work, and most people don't like it because they're stuck in a freezer set at like 30-something degrees. But I worked at Rapists where we had a freezer set at like, it's either -10 or -20 degrees. So, I mean, I would spend an hour and a half in the Baskin-Robbins freezer with no jacket, and it was literal. I'm not exaggerating when I say the freezer at Baskin-Robbins was so cold my boogers froze in my nose within 30 seconds. I'm not kidding. Dead serious. But anyway, so I do the marinating thing, and I start cleaning it. He didn't even tell me to clean, so he comes over there and I'm cleaning it, and he says the 3 words. This was Nick. Nick says the 3 words I never thought I'd hear Nick say to me. He said, "Ricky, I'm impressed." Nick was impressed with me. I was... And then he said another thing that I would have never expected anyone to say to me, really. Especially Nick. He said, "Everybody complained about this job but you." So yeah, I am now officially their only marinator, which means I'm guaranteed hours every week, which means I don't have to job hunt for a new job to get hours every week, because now I'm going to be there 2, maybe 3 times a week. It just depends on how much chicken they sell. I'm guaranteed work days because I'm their only marinator. So yeah, it's an easy job. It takes about 3 hours every time, and it's at a slow enough pace that like I'm working the entire time, but I'm not working enough that I feel I need a break. So it's an ideal job for me. I like it, and I'm glad nobody else does, because now it's all mine. So what now? Bojangles isn't so bad in the end. Yeah, I'm waiting on my dad to call because I need to get work done on my car. My car is making really funny noises, and told me a while back when I went to the car shop that we needed, I forget what it's called, but it costs like $200-something. But he said I don't need it now, but pretty soon my car would be making like squeaky noises. And sure enough, a couple days ago it started making squeaky noises. And hey Piper, come here. Puppy, hey, look at my dog. Oh, you puppy. But yeah, so car was squeaking, and then now when I hit the brake, it makes this weird noise I have never heard a car make before. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't know. It's like you know that noise, like when you're in one room and somebody flushes the toilet, and you can like hear it through the walls, and it's kind of like echoey and weird sounding, kind of like that. My car is making like a distant toilet flush sound, and I don't think that's good. So the majority of the money in my bank account is going to be spent on that, and I'm going to be almost broke again right before college, which I've got to start filling out stuff for loans. My orientation day got moved up a week, and they still haven't sent me the packet of information, and I haven't taken the compass test, which I should probably do Friday. Should maybe go do that. But it looks really easy. Math's one of my easier subjects, and I looked at a review of the compass test online, and it looks like insanely simple. Like, it looks like a little algebra, pre-algebra review. I usually have a problem with remembering stuff after summer. I didn't have a problem remembering how to do the practice questions, so I'm not too worried about the compass test. I'm just really hoping it's not one of those tests that's like, man, this practice test was easy, and then the test is like, oh my god, none of this was in the practice. So I'm pretty confident about that. But yeah. Okay, so that clip you just saw was us last night, but it was technically this morning because that was us from like 2:30 to 4. And unfortunately there was a segment. Daniel thought that there was the segment where the ball hits the camera and it cuts off. That was the ball hitting the screen on my camera and closing it, so it stopped recording. And then Daniel thought if he opened it, it recorded again, so he didn't hit the record button. And so we did all this weird stuff that consisted of me like being wrestled to the ground numerous times, veins bulging out of people to the point of near explosion. And Daniel decided to show me that if you grab somebody's Adam's apple in just the right place, it morphs their voice into these really creepy sounding things that you don't get to hear because they weren't recording, and it hurt. Basically, they hurt me a lot. Like, they punched my arm to do the vein thing, which I'm going to put in another vlog one day when we stay up that late again. Because it didn't hurt because I was so, like, tired that I was, like, all, that you've already seen. But it hurt. I can, like, tell that. It's hard to explain. It hurts. But I was just so loopy at the time, it didn't hurt as much as it should. But you gotta take into account that I was the only one in the room that didn't have muscle. So they were very easily overpowering me. But yeah, I mean, that's all that's happened in my day so far. It's about 8:30. And it's not over yet. There's stuff could still happen, but I think I'm just gonna sit at home the whole day. I'm kinda pooped. Even though I have no reason to be pooped. I guess just because I pulled a late night last night. So, yeah. I'm gonna just stay home, play The Sims, watch my new Family Guy Volume 7, which puts my collection up to date now. I have every episode on DVD. And, yeah. I'll just play this in the background, play Sims for the rest of the night till like 4 in the morning like I usually do. And, yeah. So, later, guys. Okay, I have to say this because, just because, we moved here over 4 years ago, and we're still getting just got a phone call for a guy that lived here before us. So, Mr. Korn, if you're by some miracle watching this, please tell everyone that you want to keep in touch with that you haven't lived here for almost 5 years. 'Cause they just don't get it. Okay, so scary story time. I went to Melissa's house because there's like 7 other people hanging out there. And I didn't take the camera because it really didn't matter. The video was long enough. Anyway, I pulled on to the main road, which y'all have seen me do on the vlog. And this black Escalade just kind of speeds up to catch up to me. Starts flashing its high beams repeatedly, and I just chose to ignore it. And they start following me everywhere I go. Like, every turn I make, they're right on my butt with their high beams on. Eventually, they just leave the high beams on while they're following me. So I called Daniel. I was like, tell everybody to get outside so that when I pull up to Melissa's house, they see the big group and they keep driving, hopefully, unless they're like, I don't know, psychos. But yeah, they followed me all the way up until I slammed the gas down. I jumped the car up to like 80 and took off. And I don't know anything about cars. I guess an Escalade can't accelerate as fast as my Celica, considering it's an SUV. But I like easily like outran them, and then I turned to the neighborhood and they didn't follow me past that, so. But yeah, it was really creepy. We checked my car, and all the back lights were working, like the turn signals. There was nothing wrong. My tires aren't flat. There was nothing wrong with my car, so they were definitely not trying to help me. They were trying to rape me, rob me, or kill me, or all of the above. It was creepy. It was scary.